Now, the Korean government has introduced a number of new measures to try and get mounting household debt levels under control. Previous policies failed to stop it from hitting another record high. For more on this fresh approach, Shin Se-min reports.
Curbing the supply of housing. It's a fresh approach the Korean government will take in hopes of containing the soaring household debt levels rapidly driven by mortgage loans. Heavier restrictions will be placed on the approval of residential property, and the number of new apartments built by the state-owned Korea Land and Housing Corporation will also be scaled down.
The government will address concerns about an oversupply of housing by reducing land for residential property and strengthening guarantee measures, which will help manage each step in the supply of homes.
Tightening the leash on so-called collective loans is another cornerstone of its new debt control measures. The government says it plans to slow the pace of these loans offered to new apartment homeowners, which have relatively lax screening requirements. Earlier measures, which tightened the guidelines for screening loan applicants this year, excluded collective loans. But the growth in these loans took up almost half of the increase in mortgages in the first half of the year from the end of last year, calling for more restrictions. These fresh approaches come as the country's household debt hit its record high of 1,258 trillion won, or $1.1 trillion as of the end of June this year, the largest figure tallied since the data was first collected in 2002. But are these guidelines enough to tackle the source of the country's ever-growing household debt? Not exactly.
Measures that can alleviate employment problems as well as increase personal incomes are considered some of the more fundamental cures to the growing household debt problem, as this is directly linked to managing potential borrowers.
Adding that it'll take some time to see the effects of the new measures in curbing the skyrocketing household debt, experts say this may create some difficult choices ahead for the Bank of Korea. Despite the country's heavy debt burden facing fragile domestic spending, slumbering global growth, added with the looming U.S. federal rate hike, experts say that the central bank may experience some pressure down the line to further cut its rate in a bid to lift the local economy. Shin Se-min, Arirang News.